Every day, we are faced with decisions that require accurate information. Research provides the mechanism we use to verify information and solve concrete problems. Scientific research moves beyond casual observation. It follows a structured path of inquiry to produce conclusions supported by evidence. This diagram shows the four main approaches to inquiry. The top two quadrants represent the purpose of your study. Basic research focuses on expanding our knowledge of a subject, like studying the properties of a chemical. Applied research aims to solve practical problems, such as developing a new medicine. The bottom two quadrants represent the type of data you collect. Quantitative research analyzes numerical data to identify mathematical patterns. Qualitative research uses non-numerical data, like interviews and direct observations, to understand complex human experiences. Before you begin collecting a single piece of data, you must accurately identify which of these four approaches fits your specific question. Establishing that methodology is the required first step of any valid investigation. To see how a formal investigation works in practice, we can look at a real-world issue: the environmental degradation caused by massive mining operations in Ghana's resource-rich regions. This document shows the first three steps of the research process applied to that crisis. Step 1 identifies the specific problem, the fact that mining poses serious environmental challenges. Step 2 is the literature review, where you analyze existing reports on soil erosion and water contamination. Step 3 establishes clear research objectives to guide the rest of the study. Next, the researcher designs the study and plans data collection. Here they select three specific mining regions: Western, Ashanti, and Eastern, to serve as case studies. In Step 5, the data collection begins. Notice how this study uses both approaches from our earlier matrix: quantitative surveys to count the exact number of impacted residents, alongside qualitative in-depth interviews with community leaders to capture their lived experiences. Finally, Steps 6 through 8 involve analyzing the data, drawing conclusions, and writing policy recommendations for sustainable mining practices. Once the report is written, the findings must be disseminated to the public or policymakers. It is the strict adherence to this 8-step pipeline that transforms anecdotal observations about mining impacts into verifiable data used to shape policy. When interacting with communities, you are bound by strict ethical rules. You must secure informed consent, protect personal confidentiality, and avoid causing harm. The final pillar is avoiding plagiarism. Passing off another person's work as your own invalidates your entire project. Once you have gathered ethical data, you move to dissemination. Presenting your findings requires mastering 5 key elements: the facts of your content, the logical flow of your structure, the vocal tone of your delivery, the clarity of your visual aids, and adapting to the specific audience listening to you. Let's test this. If you were researching how social media influences youth behavior, would counting the number of hours they use an app daily be considered quantitative or qualitative research? Counting numerical hours of app usage is quantitative data. If you sat down and interviewed those teenagers about how the app makes them feel, that would be qualitative data. A rigorous study requires a tailored presentation. You have to adapt your delivery and visual aids specifically for the people in the room. You can apply this exact methodology to investigate issues in your community. You could research ways to stop electoral malpractice, or measure the impact of plastic waste on your local water supply. This diagram shows the process as a single ecosystem: the 8-step pipeline for gathering facts, 4 ethical pillars for integrity, and 5 elements to communicate results. Keep this template. In university or professional business, you'll follow these procedures to build reports and present arguments. Mastering this pipeline ensures your findings are accurate, ethical, and effectively communicated, the 3 requirements for any researcher looking to contribute to their field.